It's just gone past 3 o'clock on 27th of November, and you know what time it is. It's on Air Acoustic time, and I'm very, very excited to welcome into the studio Madeleine Mcpherson. That's a hell of a name, isn't it? Should have taken some water beforehand. And Tom on guitar. Mm-hmm. So, welcome along.
Thank you.
I think we need to go right then talk about your journey, because I've been following obviously on your Instagram bits and your YouTube bits and pieces. Why is it so big? Because we've just spoken about this, about your sort of TikTok and all that, because I need to learn. Mm-hmm. So how big is TikTok and Instagram for you right now?
Instagram's definitely the second one in the race. Instagram's behind the TikTok, so that's normally how it's been for me. So the TikTok kind of started first, and I started that probably about 2 years ago, like posting every single day, like original songs or covers. And the only ones that really did anything were the original songs. The covers that I did would never really go anywhere. So I would just start showing original songs, and I would show them on my piano in my bedroom, and then people would like the original, and then that's what would lead me to release it. So that's what got me into releasing my music. But yeah, I wouldn't have any plans to release the song, and they would just like it, and loads of comments. I'd wake up and they'd be like, I woke up one day and my first video that got like 30,000 views, I was like wow. And it was just tons of comments like, please release this song, and then you feel that pressure of like, oh, I've got to release it now, so that was with Changes, and then it happened again with Treat Me Right, because they were two parts of the same story, so I think people just remembered. And then but Instagram's something that I get everyone from my TikTok and then onto my Instagram.
It's absolutely crazy that you've just said like 30,000. I'm happy if I get like 100 on my YouTube.
TikTok's really good for that. Like Instagram's a little bit more difficult, but Instagram's definitely where like I have a relationship with my listeners rather than, because TikTok's where they find me,
Is it because it's a younger audience on TikTok?
No, I think it's just the way that Instagram runs. Like obviously Instagram Reels is really good. It's the same, you can just do videos, but TikTok's a lot more like where people like find music nowadays. So they find me on there, and then they come to my Instagram, and then we build that relationship, add them to the private story, and then they actually get to know me from that level. Like they see the photos of my actual life and like my journey, because on TikTok it's just videos, like a 20-second video, and you can't really tell people who you are. So yeah, I kind of bring them on, but Instagram's like where you build the relationship with them.
So did you say TikTok's a good thing for the industry, or do you think it's a bit crazy for the industry?
It's a bit of both. It really is. It's been amazing for like allowing people to have like a stage where they perform, but also if you think back even like 4 years ago, like when TikTok was just like a dance app and like no one was really using it for music, we were kind of like at the beginning of lockdown, and it was like not really used for music, and now it's where most people find their new favourite artist, and where like A&R people from record labels are looking for new talent, and it's also just a great way to show your songs, because I think there's not been anything like this before. So it's a hit. It's a yes and a no.
Yeah, I guess it helps A&R people a lot. Instead of having to go to like gigs like every night of the week, now they can just sit there and go like, oh, let's see, in their lunch break, we're like dun 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 dun, yes no kind of thing.
It's kind of shifted. Like it used to be obviously gigs, do 100 gigs like a month or something, and get spotted that way. But now it's all, how much do people invest in your music, and how much are you going to get an audience listening, and then people would take you seriously.
So with your music career, where did it all start for you?
So it really started, I'm going to say exactly what everyone else says, it really started from when I was breathing. So at the beginning, my dad was a musician, so he was in a band called Take Cover. And
I thought to say Take That then, I was like, whoa, hang on.
Take That, no. No, but he was in a band, and he was, a drummer and a singer, but he never really, made it, if the definition. So I grew up around him drumming, or like playing Billy Joel or Phil Collins, all of those like great musicians. None of the current stuff I was really listening to. I was listening to like the great Michael Jackson and things like that. And then that's when I started to grow. I guess I got like my own mind, and I started to realise like what Rihanna was, and like what Britney Spears was, and like pop. I realised what pop was, and I was obsessed with the idea of like doing a concert and being a pop artist and writing your own songs as well, and having like input in that aspect. And it was all my dad really. Like I just started singing. I never had any lessons, never had vocal coaching.
Oh, nice.
I just always sang. I would taught myself piano, and it just now I have the odd vocal lesson, but it never really was like that from the beginning.
Oh nice. So you just said you played piano. Of course, we've got Tom in the studio playing guitar. So is that the only instrument you play, piano?
Yeah.
Does it help massively when it comes to songwriting?
Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't be able to write a song by myself without an instrument. Like, there's only so far you can go with, you know, using maybe like Logic or something to get like a little loop or something, and you can make a song to that. But yeah, I couldn't write songs without my piano, for sure.
Yeah, nice. So do you guys work together, like your creative process? Like, do you guys like?
So we actually met like pretty recently.
Oh, okay.
We met at one of our friends, Drew. She's also a singer, and we met her at one of her kind of songs. But yeah, but he's just been like coming on like little shows with me, and we did this together. So yeah, I'm sure like Tom will just be like on board with like all of my performances from now, pretty
That's
much.
a bonus.
Yeah, it'll be really, really good.
Do you sing as well, Tom? Just quickly.
I songwrite a bit.
Okay.
And then I just focus mainly on guitar, but then also bass and drums and a bit of keys, just to be multi.
Nice. So when, of course, like obviously you don't play guitar. Is it hard trying to find a guitarist like who fits you, or was it quite an easy thing? Of, like kind of both of you. How was it? Like, you know.
It's kind of strange because if you're not collaborating with people in this industry, you don't have anyone to know to even bring on board for like a session. So I have a few friends that are songwriters that naturally play guitar, so like that's all happened for me in the last probably year, that I've known like quite a few guitarists just naturally off the back of songwriting sessions and stuff like that. But yeah, like you meet a few people, but it's all about your journey. You just go along the journey, and then you meet people that play guitar, and then, you know, that's how it works.
Nice. And talking of gigging, like the South West London community are going to love you because you've played the Bedford.
I have.
Now, I've met a lot of people. Okay, nice. Yeah. So I've met a lot of people who have played the Bedford, and they absolutely love the Bedford. How was it for you?
People love the Bedford because it's just the sound is amazing. Like it's really, really hard to do a gig, especially at the level of just, you know, like the circuit that you do with just gig to gig. Like, it's really hard to get a nice sound, but at the Bedford it honestly sounds like a CD's just coming out of the wall. It's so lovely. And also Tony Moore, like I'm pretty sure he kind of runs the whole the whole situation there. He's like in charge with booking people, and so he's like part of it and really does well at like bringing the acts on and like explaining the story, and you feel like you're actually listening to it in that venue.
Did you go to them or did they go to you?
So how did I? No, I got a friend of a friend introduced me to Tony Moore. Yeah, and that's how I got it. Yeah.
It's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, everyone says about the Bedford, and I've not actually been down there yet, so it's definitely somewhere I need to go to.
It's just an iconic venue, like, you know. I think you just have to do that kind of venue. Yeah.
How do you go about gigging as well? Like, do you go to a lot of like send a lot of emails out and say like, you know, this is me, this is what I want to do, or do people come to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of both. Like, you just have to like go out and get things. But with the gigs stuff, I initially went out and got my stuff. Like, I went and got out my gigs, like ringing the venues or finding booking agents, whatever it was. But you go through a time when eventually, just like it happens, you just go to a gig and then you get the next one, and it just like unravels from that, you know. So,
yeah.
Just being
nice.
in the right moment.
Oh yeah, it's true that. I know that for sure. Yeah. So let's talk about your music, because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
You've got music, like what song we're going to do first? Actually, this is the example.
We're going to do "Treat Me Right," the Bubble song.
Like the Bubble song. I like the last song I knew of, like, you know, had that was Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah,
so it was like the ping pong song.
Where are you going to see like a parentheses Bubble song? Like, you're not going to see that ever.
I feel that's quite clever. Like, you know, where you put that on, like, you know, if you put that on Spotify or your TikTok, and people say, what
is that?
Yeah, what is the Bubble song? And it's just because
I didn't even know myself. I mean, it literally was, like I said the story so much on my TikTok when people were following the song, but it was "Treat Me Right" in my, obviously the title was "Treat Me Right," but I hadn't written the chorus yet, so in my phone it was called the Bubble song, because we didn't have a title. So then when I was showing it, I just told that story, and then it became "Treat Me Right," the Bubble song. Okay,
so I think we'll have the song now, and then we'll get to the story behind it.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready.
You thought you were special. You thought that I'd never leave. You thought I would care for you forever. Sorry to burst your bubble, baby. I had to leave before you changed me. Guess I moved on. I thought you were made for me. I thought we were good together. I thought you were everything. Why'd it take me so long to realize, baby, those promises you make were empty. There's nothing to hold on. Been so long since we've spoken. I had to leave for my own good. Looking back, we were wrong from the start. And I had to leave you for you to treat me right. And now it's all over. I can't sleep tonight. I took down those pictures used to hang on my wall. Why did it take me so long to figure out why you left me crying on my bedroom floor? And now it's all over. I'm so much better than before. I thought I was careful. Funny now I think about it. Why'd I stay for so long when there's nothing left for me to stay for? Was the biggest pill for me to swallow. Now it's all gone. Been so long since we spoken. I had to leave for my own good. Looking back, we were wrong from the start. And I had to leave you for you to treat me right. And now it's all over. I can't sleep tonight. I took down those pictures used to hang on my wall. Why did it take me so long to figure out why you left me crying on my bedroom floor? And now it's all over. I'm so much better than before. And I thought I found you, but all that I found was nothing worth seeing through. I lost all myself within you. There's no more reasons. There's no more reasons. I can't find any more. I had to leave you for you to treat me right. Took down my wall, my wall, my wall, my wall. Why did it take me so long to figure out? I'm so much better than before. You thought you were special. You thought that I'd never leave. You thought I would care for you forever. Sorry to burst your bubble, baby. Had to leave before you changed me, 'cause I moved on.
Wow. Like, you just smashed that.
I love that song.
Do you know what? I absolutely love that song as well.
Thanks so
Like that
much.
is straight in my. It's on my Spotify. Like, you know, some people, you know, just have that song that I'm just like
Yeah.
like just love it because, and it's such a mad song as well because it's such heartbroken. Like there's such heartache in that song, but yet it's so beautiful to listen to.
I feel like it is empowering. Like it's not like it's sad. It's like sad but also empowering. You know.
It's like I mean, how mad is it? Like as an artist, because I've never like. Sorry, I'm just gonna close the window.
Yeah. People in the interview right now.
Yeah, I know, people are running past. Right, so with those songs, like, you know, how vulnerable you've got to be and to connect to that song. How hard is it to release a song like that, knowing, like, this is, like, real vulnerable? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, like, I would love to say, oh, it's super vulnerable, it is hard, but, like, it's not for me. It's just, the thing that's hard for me is to talk about it, to talk about my feelings. I don't do that with people. I don't really, you know, open up. So it's really easy for me to go through something and then just find myself at my piano, finding the chords that match that feeling and then just making a song. It's really easy for me to just show it because I know that, like, this is what I want to do. So it's like, it never becomes like it's hard to tell people because it's just how I'd cope with everything, like writing a song.
How's the reaction like to those songs when you've released something like, you know, like, because music is like, you go to music to listen to whatever kind of mood you're into. So like, say someone has just broken up, that's a really great song to listen to. How does the comments look at on your TikToks, on socials, even at gigs, like people can come up to you and saying, oh, that song's really sort of hit me there?
Yeah.
How's that reaction been?
It's like, it's the messages that I get from like my audience. I wouldn't say fans, I'd love to say that, but I think it's like audience, you know, listeners, like literally messages just like, you showed me how to be one more step to independence, or thank you so much for your song, like I didn't even know that I needed it, or you know, just like the messages that I got on Instagram from my private story that I got everyone on were like insane. And just we also did the merch for the song and people bought that, and like the way that they connected to the bubble jumper that they wore and stuff, and just like telling me that they just got through their tears with the song. And I didn't, you know, I've never met them, or you know, but they just connected to it so much.
That must be a crazy feeling,
it's crazy.
Wasn't it?
Or like seeing videos of people like literally videoing themselves, like watching the music video, or videoing themselves like listening to it, like and sending it to me. That's crazy.
It's just mad. It's mad. And you're like only just started really on your journey, so
yeah, like
who knows where you're going to go.
You'll never get used to it.
No, I don't think I'd ever get used to it.
No.
So let's talk about the story then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where does it all, like, how did this song, how was it born?
This song was born from me literally being in the process, like a few weeks into moving on from like heartbreak and moving on from, as I said, like a toxic bubble that I felt like I was in with someone. And I'd released Changes, and Changes was obviously like, I'd wrote that the night that we had broken up. So that was the breakup song, but I hadn't written a song about the moving on part of that. And I felt like I wasn't going to write another song, and then I just found myself moving on, and I was with my friend Sam, and we wrote the song together, and we were speaking about how I was feeling, and Sam was just like, you know, like, how do you feel? And I was like, I just felt like I had to leave him to be treated right, like, because ever since I left, he started to do the things that I always wanted him to do.
Always the way.
And literally that was it. Like, it was, I just said the phrase, and then, you know, and I was also taking a Nurofen at the time because I had a bad headache, and that's how the biggest pill for me to swallow came into the verse too, like, because I was literally swallowing a Nurofen or something, and I was just like, you know, so it's always like actual real life experiences that, like, sometimes in the moment you just put them in the song, you know, or sometimes it is literally just a melody that you wake up with and then you just write it.
I'll never get bored of listening to songwriters like telling me how the process works. But like, do you know how people say, like, you know, don't text when you're angry or all that kind of stuff? Do you write those lyrics and then go, right, I'm going to go to bed, sleep on it, and then come back to them? Do you know what I mean? How, like... Yeah,
we did do that. We wrote the song that day, and then we kind of slept on it, and I always do that because I never know if I actually like my songs. I have to give them some 24-hour break or something. So yeah, we did that. We looked back at it, and we hadn't written the chorus at that point, so it was just the verses and pre-chorus, and then we were able to be like, the chorus needs to be all about, I had to leave you for you to treat me right.
That's crazy. So have they heard the song?
I'm sure they have. The amount of videos that I did.
Yep.
Like, that, I mean, I'm only putting two and two together, and the fact that, like, when I left, decided to do everything right, I mean, it's just like you would put two and two together and think, this, you know, yeah, it comes with the territory. That's
so you haven't had a message from the guy, or
I mean, there's been like, you know, messages, but I mean, I don't know if he's 100%, you know, if he's 100% heard it, but I'm sure he has.
Would you want him to?
Yeah, I think that sort of situation, that you'd always want them to know, like, I had to leave you for you to treat me right. Yeah, you'd always want to, you know, and you'd also just want other girls to hear it and be like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to tell him. Yeah,
that is awesome, to be fair. Yeah. So when you played it at gigs, what's that like? Like, what's the reaction like straight after?
So the funny thing is I'll be completely honest, with this song we didn't actually have like a gig for this release. I've gigged this just, you know, just out and about in London, but I actually want to gig it a lot more, because there was talks of, you know, my listeners, as I say, they wanted a show, but there was, you know, like, I'm at the point in my journey where it's just not big enough yet for me to justify the show that I'd want with the support, and that's what we really wanted to do. But yeah, we kind of didn't have like a kind of show with this song, and I wish we did, but I think everything's always a learning curve, and like, when I release hopefully my EP next year, like, there will always be a show for that. So it's just learning constantly.
That's exciting. Yeah. EP? Yeah. Is that like exclusive?
Yeah.
What can you talk about the EP?
The EP is just, it's going to be probably about 5 to 7 tracks of everything that I've been writing down like the past year. Some of the songs I literally wrote last week. Some of them I wrote like a year ago. Like they're about different topics. I think the song that I'm going to perform today out of my head will probably be on that EP. But I think, there's just loads of different topics, and some about love and some about, like, you know, more of the heartbreak stuff, but it's about different people this time. It's not it's not just about the one person, because Changes was about that one person and Treat Me Right was about that one person.
Oh, okay. So is that kind of, are you now sort of...
It was for me to close the chapter and just completely, like,
nice. So that's it, full stop, like, new page.
I really hope I don't write about them again. But you can't, like, if there's something that comes up, you just, you know, you put it in a song. There's no rules that you can... No. Yeah.
I think if it's there...
if it's feeling, then you have to let it out.
If it's up here, release it. Yeah. Because that's, you know, that's where it all comes from, isn't it? Like the heart, if it's there...
If it's there, you've got to get it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're saying, like, you got 5 to 7 songs, how hard is it? Because have you got more songs, or have you...
This whole year I've been focusing on writing so many songs.
How hard is it to, like, narrow down, like, the certain songs that you want to release now, like, to get on an EP?
It hasn't been super hard, because I guess the pressure isn't on me as much as it would be if I was, like, you know, where I want to be, which is, like, signed, and, like, there would be so many more people involved. Right now I'm self-releasing, so I'm the person that's deciding everything, and, like, I have a small team around me, so they're helping me with it. So it's like, it's just looking at what's relevant, and that can be hard. Like, what song, like, I wrote a year ago, how is that going to be relevant to the rest of the ones, and how their story's going to match up, and is it right for me right now? So it's just that. And also just, like, do you like them anymore? Because if you write them a year ago, you might not like them, and that's happened a few times.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know.
But I think most of them that I've selected, I like still. I love them, so I think they're going to be on it.
Oh gosh, so it's nice though, isn't it? It's, like, quite nice for you, because
I haven't written many songs.
Board,
I really haven't written many songs. I was a singer first, and then I was like, I was getting into my music school and I needed a song. So I literally, that's when I really seriously wrote a song, because I'd written little songs when I was a kid, but in my little notebook, but nothing really serious. And so that song was called Cold December, and it sounded like Taylor Swift, exactly like Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
And I've just been writing ever since. That was in 2019, so that was when I'm 22 now. So
I mean, she's not done bad, has she?
No.
So it's not a bad one to copy.
No, exactly. But I've written kind of every day. I think I just started late, but I just jammed it all in, and I've caught up.
Nice. So let's talk more about your songwriting. So you've, you know, Out of My Head.
Out of My Head, yeah.
So.
Yeah,
what can you tell me about this?
Literally with the title, just like not being able to get a certain person out of my head.
Okay.
And actually, this was about someone that I knew like a couple years ago in my life. But actually, it was a recent song that I wrote because I was on a night out with my friends, and I was walking home, and I was just like thinking about the person because we'd gone past somewhere that we went.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the pre-chorus is, just like when I'm walking home, and it's just like I can still see your face, you know. Because I was seeing them everywhere, so that's what that song came from. But that's why you sometimes write like current songs, but about like 2 years ago, you know. And also I can relate that back to something that's happened to me like yesterday. Like there's always something that I can relate back to.
Nice. Well, I'm quite excited to hear this one, and I know everyone else will be. So when you're ready, here we go.
Yes.
Another day, nothing's changed. All these places look the same, and I know everything that remains. We'll still be here for tomorrow. When I'm walking home, I still see your face. I wish I could forget your name, but it won't go. When I've had enough, I can no longer escape into your warm embrace. Now it feels so cold. Go, 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 get out of my head. Can't take this anymore. I'm so over all this. Want it out the door. Go, 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 get out of my head. Can't take this anymore. Never thought I'd be without you. Trying to find some peace, but all these songs, they ruin me. And I can't watch the movies that we used to. 'Cause everything about them just feels like you. When I'm walking home, I still see your face. I wish I could forget your name, but it won't go. When I've had enough, I can no longer escape into your warm embrace. Now I feel so cold. Go, 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 get out of my head. Can't take this anymore. I'm so over all this. Want it out the door. Go, 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 get out of my head. Can't take this anymore. Never thought I'd be without you. You even know where I'm down. 'Cause baby, if you don't know, now you know. And I don't even want you back. Baby, I just need to see you though. You even know where I'm down. 'Cause baby, if you don't know, now you know. And I don't even want you back. Baby, I just need to see you though. But when I'm walking home, I still see your face. I wish I could forget your name, but it won't go. When I've had enough, I can no longer escape into your warm embrace. Now I feel so cold. Go, 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 get out of my head. Can't take this anymore. I'm so over all this. Want it out the door. Go, 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 get out of my head. Can't take this anymore. I never thought I'd be without you. 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 I never thought I'd be without you.
Just amazing.
I just love the laugh after each song that you do. It's a lovely way to finish it.
I just love it. I'm just like,
oh my god.
Do you know what? Just when you create something like this, you just.
Yeah.
And then people like yourself come on,
yeah.
and then like just smash two performances. I'm just like, this is why I created it, you know. This just gives me a real lovely buzz. So thank you very much for two beautiful songs. So you know when you said your dad was in the industry,
yeah.
Do you ever go to him for advice?
Yes, so he's actually my dadager.
Nice.
So he's so it's a term that we've made up for dads who are managers of artists. So it's dadager. And so he's like on board with everything. So he like comes with me to gigs, comes with me to like the studio sessions. He deals with like the business side, like he's doing that right now at home whilst I'm doing this. So yeah, he's the guy before hopefully, you know, the rest follows. So but yeah, like it's really important to just like, you have to have someone to help you, like it's just, you can't do this by yourself. So yeah, to have like my dad who was in the industry before is probably just the best setup.
So here's an interesting question. Is he dad first or manager first?
Yeah, no.
Is he brutal honesty with you, like? Or is he like
dad first? I think if it was manager first, like it just wouldn't work. Like you have to remember that, like there's respect. Like it's the dad first, and then the rest just is like in the service of like my dream, you know.
Nice. Well, you know what? We're nearly up at the end of the interview. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Just for everyone who has never heard of you, watch your socials because I think they should be following you because your career is only going to go up. So
my socials on Instagram are Madeleine Mcpherson with another N at the end, and then on TikTok and everywhere else it's just Madeleine Mcpherson. Awesome.
And Tom, do you want to shout yourself out? Go on.
Go on, Tom.
On Instagram, Tom WRL.
Oh, there you go.
Lovely.
Well, no, because you always get. I always get. I always get people who do come on and say, "Oh, I could love to come on the show, but I've got a guitarist." So if they're listening, there you go. You might get. Tom's your guy. There you go. Well, again, thank you so much for coming in, and I wish you all the very best with your career. And not that I need to tell you that you're going to fly. And just massive thank you.
Thank you.